I came to this cabin in Northern California with a question literally no one is asking. Is black metal poetry? If you're new here, hi, I'm Rachael, and this is my husband, Nathan Hassall. He knows a thing or two about poetry. He's served as Malibu's most recent Poet Laureate, led poetry workshops and events for hundreds of people, and has built a career as a professional book editor for more than a decade. So if anyone could convince me that there's poetry in this genre, it would be him. Me? Not quite the same resume, but I do love poetry, and I love it enough that Nathan and I built a whole company and YouTube channel around it. That's the Poetry Vessel, our little corner of the internet where we believe looking through a poetic lens can deepen your relationships, expand your mind, and even transform your inner life. Normally, Nathan's the star of our videos. He's the one reading poems, breaking down craft, and leading conversations with experts on our podcast. But since I came into black metal as a complete outsider, we decided that I should be the one narrating the story. But don't worry, Nathan will be here more later in the video. So this is the first in a new series where we explore whether poetry really is in everything. And we're starting in the most unexpected place, black metal. What is black metal? You may have heard of black metal before. Maybe when Kanye went through that phase of wearing shirts with black metal logos on them. Shirts so controversial, mind you, I can't even show them on YouTube. Or maybe you've seen Lords of Chaos, starring Macaulay Culkin's younger brother, Rory Culkin, a film dramatizing the beginnings of what many call true black metal. Because black metal doesn't just have a sound, it has a story. And that story is long, strange, and yes, very dark. So if this is your first time hearing about this strange and elusive genre, let me take you down the rabbit hole. Black metal began as an extreme offshoot of heavy metal in the early 1980s. Bands in the UK and across Europe experimented with blistering tempos, shrieking vocals, and deliberately raw production. Their imagery leaned on the occult, horror, and darkness, meant to shock, unsettle, and feel more dangerous than mainstream metal. Then came the second wave. This is what most people think of as true black metal. Harsh, icy guitar tones, inhuman vocals, relentless drumming, but the scene also became infamous. Some musicians weren't just making music. They were burning churches, committing violent crimes, and in some cases, even murder. Those actions branded black metal forever as uncompromising, transgressive, and yet black metal didn't stay frozen in the 90s. Today, it's fractured into dozens of forms. What unites it all is atmosphere, extremity, and a refusal to play by convention. So how did I, a girl whose playlists usually drift between blues, alt, and indie rock, end up tangled in this weird genre? I was first introduced to black metal 9 years ago when I met my now husband in grad school. He loved it. I didn't. To me, it sounded like, well, sounds, not music. Nathan's older brother even made a joke about it in his best man speech at our wedding.
Rachael, I speak for our entire family when I say we couldn't be happier to have you a part of it. The first time I realised you were head over heels in love with Nathan was when I found out he made you go to a black metal concert. I don't know if anyone here has heard of black metal before, but it's absolutely terrible. No one in their right mind would go to a black metal concert and listen to a wall of sound for 6 hours for any other reason than to join a satanic cult or be there for a loved one.
And he wasn't wrong. Because to this day, it's the most difficult form of music I've ever tried to sit through. And yet, strangely, it's also given me one of the most beautifully odd traditions of my life. You see, in 2019, our internet friends became our real-life friends when Nathan and I met up with a group of black metal fans at a festival in the Tetons in Wyoming. And it was incredible. A storm cracked the sky open mid-performance, a double rainbow arched above the stage, and I swear an eagle flew over the crowd as the band played. For the first time in my life, black metal music felt mythic, like nature itself had joined the music. But then came 2020. No festivals, no gatherings, everything canceled. That summer, instead of meeting in the Tetons, we came together at a friend's cabin deep in the woods of Northern California. And that's how a new tradition was born, something we lovingly call Black Metal Christmas. Over time, Black Metal Christmas has become one of the highlights of our year. So much so that Nathan and I will happily drive 8 to 10 hours to get there. It's an annual reunion with friends who've become like family. We hike, we barbecue, we make art, we have deep late-night conversations, and yes, we listen to a lot of black metal.
Yes.
This year, one of our friends led us on a hike to a hidden lake nestled deep in the Sierra Nevada mountains. There was no soundtrack with us, just the crunch of our boots, the wind in the pines, and when we arrived, the water was still, blue, untouched. That moment stopped me in my tracks. You see, it's easy to find poetry in nature. It reflects beauty back at you like a mirror. But black metal? That connection I was still searching for. As I looked around, here we were, years later, still pressing play. What if poetry isn't always about beauty? What if sometimes it's about force, about confronting the unspeakable? So maybe poetry and black metal aren't the same. Poetry is a hand extended toward the ineffable. Black metal is a fist pounding against it, but both circle the same fire. Maybe poetry really is everywhere. Even in the noise, even in the places we resist, even in the sounds we once called demon music. And maybe that's the point. That poetry isn't just what we love, but also what unsettles us, what challenges us, what refuses to be ignored. And because this is, after all, a poetry channel, take it away, Nathan.
So one of the things I've been thinking about a ton, and I speak about this a lot, is Federico García Lorca's concept of duende. All that which has black sounds, or the feeling of powdered glass that's burning in the blood. And Lorca was devastatingly executed in Spain in 1935 by Franco's henchmen. But duende, he would talk about it in context of art, in context of music, in context of dance. And because it's this dark energy that underpins art, I wonder what he would have thought if he was around when black metal was created, because it's all about having dark sound. And it's all about, for me, creating a space for a trance-like and even like realization-driven experience, but through something that really kind of drags you and pulls you through the depths of the human experience. So I find it can be pretty liberating because of that. And the appeal is that it expresses something darker and even certain forbidden emotions, or emotions that are more suppressed, like anger, in a way that, for me, I find extremely cathartic. Kind of realize that it's a really diverse genre that mixes with all these other genres. You have jazz, black metal, you can have like ambient with it, you have like post-rock that's mixed with it, surf rock, like anything that you can think of has probably been mixed with black metal successfully somewhere, except for rap. Yet. So if you like weirdness and poetry, click subscribe below, because we've got tons more strange stuff coming up. And keep watching for more weirdness, poetry, and of course, black metal. And then 2 crows just flew overhead as I said that.
But what do you think? Can poetry still exist in the darkness of something like black metal? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time in the Poetry Vessel.